Guys, Coach Kurt. So this is the handcuffing holds, handcuffing locks and holds video that I was talking to you about in the previous video. There was a couple handcuffing things you saw in the previous video, but this entire video is going to be about handcuffing a resisting subject. This is just basic movement on the back of an individual. To handcuff somebody, generally speaking, you want them on their stomach, face down. And this is me showing you different positions that you can work on the dummy to prep you for these type of handcuffing positions. This one is basically the north-south position, but in reverse. They're on their stomach versus face up like you would see in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. This is a felony cuffing position. It's not against a resisting a person, but it's very different from a lot of other felony handcuffing positions you will see in other systems or traditional way of doing it. You order them to turn around, usually at gunpoint, get down on your stomach, hands out to your sides like an airplane, palms up, cross your ankles. Put your ankles to your butt, and that automatically spreads their knees. Now, see how I'm peeling at the very tip of the toes. You don't want to grab like that across the flat of the foot. You want to go at the toes because you get the most leverage that way. You grab onto the belt or shirt or shorts or what have you, if you have to, so they can't push you off, and then you just give them voice commands, put your hands behind your back, and you handcuff them. This is something I learned at the academy. And then again, another version, you just do it with the knees in case you don't want to go straight down. Now, if you want to, you can go to a toe hold from this position. And here's me doing it in real life. A couple years back, I remember having this on video, so I thought I'd put it in here. You cross their ankles and you put them in a figure four, and then here I am going into the toe hold. You can't see it because of the, my body cam's going face down, but that's what it looks like right there on screen. That's a toe hold. And just a quick reminder, stay off the head and stay off the neck. We shouldn't be anywhere on the head or neck, not in cooperative handcuffing or even fighting somebody. There are better ways. I like the gift wrap position. It's more of a control hold than a handcuffing position, but I love it. You roll them onto their side or stomach. In this case, I've got their arm underneath their head, and I put them in gift wrap. Here it is in much more detail. That's the you putting them down into the Americana position. So it's the opposite direction. You push their arm across their face. You put all your weight down on their elbow. And see how my left hand then got up under his neck, under the nape of his neck, and crosses over and grabs his wrist from the other side. And then you can just slowly turn him into to his side. And you've got all this control from there. I mean, it is an amazing control position. And you can just talk to them. Hey, dude, it's just a warrant. Relax, calm down. You're talking them out of their lizard brain. If they're freaking out, this is a great way to control them. And so you're also going to see me grab his other hand that goes from gift wrap to the straitjacket. That's what the straitjacket position is, if you've ever heard that mentioned in any of my other videos. Here it is again. That my partner is doing it. You can see this position. Here it is again, where I'm walking his hand up with that spider. You saw that in a previous video I did. And then I'm reaching over, grabbing his wrist, and I'm turning him. This is just another angle. That's why I'm shooting it. You can use strikes from there if it is a situation that calls for strikes, but generally speaking, that's not necessary. You can see just how much control you have from the position. Again, it's a hold. It's not a lock. There's no pain involved. There's just a lot of control, and you can talk them out of their lizard brain. Talk them down and then wait, position before submission, or in this case, position before handcuffing. Here's S-mount to armbar. You can also do it from the, basically it's from the gift wrap. That is a double wrist lock position. They call that catch wrestling. It's the Kimura grip. We call it in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But you see the same damn position in any grappling system. You see that in Judo. I don't know what they call it in Judo. And there you are going to the armbar. See the arrow pointing to the knees. You need to pinch your knees together, and there needs to be no gap between your leg and their shoulders. It's very important. All right, starting from gift wrap, we're going to go to S-mount and then straight armbar. Here I am doing it. Working for position before submission. I see the position, I go for it, S-mount into straight armbar. Notice there's no gap between my butt and his body, and I'm pinching my legs, and I'm turning him over into handcuffing, and I'm going to show you that again in slow motion. From the straight armbar, Jujikatami in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. Here you see me reversing the grip, so it's still putting control down on his elbow, and then I'm bending his arm towards his feet across my thigh. And then you see me take my other leg, my left leg in this case, off his head, and that way I can sit up, and I'm going to tuck it back underneath myself, kind of like I'm going to be doing a tactical get-up, but I'm not. I'm keeping my leg on the ground, laying it down the side of his back, and I'm turning him over. I'm using the leverage from his arm on my thigh. I'm turning him over, belly down for handcuffing, and then I put his arm into a key lock or chicken wing, I've heard it called in other systems, and you've got them straight into handcuffing. Here's a position where they're attacking you with a punch. You do a body lock, I do a knee bump takedown, and I'm going into mount. Notice I work the position before I get in a hurry to get into the submission. This is going to be an Americana to the handcuffing. So those little V8 strikes you heard me talk about in another video, they're not hardcore, they're just tappy taps, and then I'm going for the Americana. See how I'm popping the elbow up so there's no friction in my hand on the ground, and I'm going with the Americana. And then I can take that arm when I'm ready, put it across my thigh, just like you saw in the previous video, and go into that chicken wing or the key lock position, or Kimura basically, and going into handcuffing. There we are, simulating putting handcuffs on Val. Val throws a punch. I do this time a duck under, and I take her back. I'm going to do a hip bump takedown. That's Val's very favorite takedown. She uses it on me all the time. Knee on belly, full mount, position before submission. I'm working it, and then when I feel like I'm ready, I pop up, do those little tappy taps to get their arms up to block, and I scoop their hand down into an Americana position. And when I'm ready, I go across my thigh. See how I'm using the leverage of the movement and putting them into handcuffing position. Here we are. So, guys, that is a great one. Now, what if you got them on their back and they sit up? I'm going to jet my legs in under their thighs. See how you've taken away all their leverage. If they're up on their knees, they've got all the leverage they need. You also see me manipulating her head. That puts a little bit of a curve in her spine. It's not hurting the spine. It's just taking away any leverage they may have. So if they're on their knees, you pop your legs under their thighs, and here I am exaggerating the motion. I'm thrusting my hips down into her lower back and pushing up, and you take all their leverage away. Their feet can't do anything, and now I'm leveraging her head with my elbow so I can scoop her arm, also using voice commands. Give me your hand, give me your hands. It's not hurting them in any way, shape, or form, but it is an uncomfortable position because it completely aligns their spine. It takes all the strength away, and we're going to see her doing it. Now, this is the first day I showed her how to do this. We've been practicing it a couple times, and she puts her legs in. See how I have no leverage? I can't even get my knees on the ground. I'm swinging my legs around like an idiot. And that is a great position. So my butt goes up in the air like I'm going to try to sit up. You see that all the time. She shoots her legs in under my thighs. I have no leverage. And there she's using that elbow like I was showing her for leverage, taking away all my strength, positional strength, and she's giving me voice commands and digging for the arm. And there she got it. She's super scrappy, guys. She's a lone officer and works by herself all the time. In a small town that's nothing but a drug den. Here I am again. I'm holding my hands. I'm going to try to get up on my knees like, no, I'm not going to let you handcuff me. And she shoots those legs. Very powerful shoot. This is basically something Hickson Gracie made famous for a rear naked choke, the Hickson style approach to a rear naked choke. But it applies excessively well in this handcuffing position. So she's got her legs underneath my thighs, in the crick of my thigh basically, and my hip. And I have no leverage. Now, what happens if I put my legs down? Now I have leverage. So I'm sitting up. I can get up, and if you don't do this, I could probably knock her off my back, but she's not going to allow that to happen. So she jets her legs underneath my thighs. There, she did it again. Bam! I mean, you're putting all your weight down into my lower back. I have no leverage. And there she is, off balancing my head or redirecting my head. So I have no leverage from that side of my body and right into the handcuffing position. Again, this is the first day I showed her this, and she picked it up really quick. Now, she's naturally, I think she's just naturally good at this kind of stuff anyway. She's very athletic, and she's strong. Here's basically a Kimura position from knee on belly to side control or a side control entry. And here I am bringing my left arm around, switching the grips, going for that figure 4 grip, or that key lock grip, or Kimura grip, double wrist lock grip, whatever you want to call it. Rose by any name, right? And there I am in the Kimura position. Now, normally you would finish it with a Kimura. I would just keep moving the hand, and she would be locked out. But I can rotate her into a handcuffing position, put my knee down, and then block her arm with my other knee. Here it is in slow motion, so you can see it better. See how I'm switching grips. I'm reversing my right arm grip down, which allows me to loop into that nice figure 4 grip. It's super strong grip. I'm pinching her body between my legs, and I got my knee up on her tummy side so she can't bite my leg, if that's what you're wondering why it's so high up. And then I'm rotating it down. You see that my knee is blocking that left elbow. I go to knee on the lower back, controlling the arm, give her voice commands, give me the other hand, and then she rotates I rotate my left leg to block the other elbow for handcuffing. It's super awesome, super effective technique. Here I am from a different angle. It's knee on belly, and I'm scooping up the arm. I'm saying that you're going up under the arm. If they have a bent elbow, I call that the triangle of death, and that's what you're going for. You're going into that triangle position, and now you are in the perfect position for Kimura. From a side control or from knee on belly, it doesn't matter. Both are very effective ways to approach it. And then I'm rolling her over from the Kimura into a belly down position for handcuffing. I see how I rotate to the knee on back, slide down. I'm basically locking her arm now with my leg. From a different angle, those are the little tappy taps, the little love taps. I call them the V8 taps. I drop into side control. I'm shifting. I'm blocking her head and shoulders with my left knee, and I'm blocking her hips with my right knee. And here I am showing you can get into the Americana from this position. Great way to control people and talk to them. You get them in that Americana lock, or maybe their arm is down, so you go for the Kimura. Either way, you could just call it a key lock. Key lock in the up position and key lock in the down position. But in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they call that a Kimura. The previous one was an Americana. Here I am putting my leg up just to really add leverage to the technique. It's a really effective way to control somebody. Popping up to knee on belly, the little lovey tappy taps, and down into scarf hold. And then I'm basically controlling her body. I'm turning it, taking away leverage because you're twisting her spine. Again, I'm just moving her body into a way that I want to be able to control her. I am just turning her. It's kind of the gift wrap position, but I don't go to a gift wrap. It's just me demonstrating the position. Here I am just doing a guard pass, like they're on their back. You're going around their knees to knee on belly. And here I am. I'm going to show you arm bar from the same side. Knee across their side and the other one across their face, just like a regular arm bar. It's a little different from your standard arm bar from S-mount. All right, so you've seen me doing it, but can a smaller female do it to a bigger male? So here's me doing it to Val. We'd only been working on this a few times. She did that elbow shields right into side control. I try to push her head away. She adapts really well to a duck under. She takes my back, and she does her favorite hip bump takedown. She goes right down into a knee on belly. If I remember right, she took the wind out of me with that. Here she's doing the little lovey tappy taps. Nothing painful. I call them the V8 strikes. And right into Americana. So she's holding my arm down. She's going underneath and scooping my hand up. I'm trying to fight her. See how I'm moving and I'm bucking. And I'm just seeing how she's going to respond. I'm trying to push her on her side. I'm just grab her foot. See what she just did with her right leg? Or she just shot it up underneath my leg. That way I can't buck her off. And then when she's got the position locked in, I tapped. In reality, it's like, I give up. So then she's going right into the arm bar, to the basically the figure 4 lock or the chicken wing lock for handcuffing. Guys, this is a super easy thing to teach. It's just that you need to practice it. If I remember right, this was the first day I had shown her this technique, and we'd been working on it for about a half hour, and then we tried it. So here I'm just going in for I'm trying to grab her, and she's like, nope, not going to have it. She does her body lock. See how safe she is when she gets into the body lock? She uses my energy against me, and she ducks around to my back. and she's able to just dump me down onto that knee on belly. Such an effective way to control somebody. You can bail out if you have to, but she chooses to go to the mount, and she's got really good control. She's in a kind of a high mount, so that's really good. And there she is working the Americana position, and there she gets it. She gets it, and in reality, you'd hold that position, you talk to him like you need to give up. It's just a warrant. You're going to jail. Okay, I give up. You go into the chicken wing position or the handcuffing position. My arm up on her knee. Her knee's basically acting like a ramp, so you can use leverage. She uses voice commands to get me to get my arm around to the back, and I handcuff. And if they don't put the arm around, you just keep putting leverage on it and using the pain compliance. Guys, these techniques are awesome. You just have to work them. You have to train them. If you're not training at least once a week, you need to start doing that. Guys, I hope you like this. I'm not going to do a cooperative handcuffing because there's so many different variations of cooperative handcuffing. You do you. All right, people, like, subscribe, and share. Everybody take care and stay safe out there.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out.